This video aims to provide a scientific perspective on the phenomenon of shadow people during sleep paralysis. It does not intend to dismiss or invalidate personal experiences. Sleep paralysis, a terrifying condition where individuals are conscious but unable to move or speak, often involves the perception of malevolent entities. Among these, shadow people are particularly prevalent, described as dark humanoid figures lurking in the periphery of vision. While some attribute these entities to supernatural forces, a growing body of scientific evidence points towards a neurological explanation rooted in the unique physiological state of sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis occurs during the transition between sleep and wakefulness, primarily during rapid eye movement or REM sleep. During this state, the brain is highly active, yet the body is paralyzed to prevent us from acting out our dreams. However, in sleep paralysis, this paralysis extends into wakefulness, leaving the mind conscious while the body remains immobilized. This state of heightened anxiety, combined with the neurological disconnect between mind and body, creates the perfect conditions for vivid hallucinations. The brain, deprived of sensory input and struggling to reconcile the physical paralysis with the awareness of consciousness, may misinterpret internal sensations as external threats. The perception of shadowy figures could arise from three factors. Hypnagogic hallucinations. These vivid sensory experiences occur during the transition into sleep. They can involve visual, auditory, and tactile sensations, often triggered by heightened anxiety or stress. The dark, amorphous nature of shadow people aligns with the fleeting and indistinct nature of hypnagogic hallucinations. Sensory deprivation. The limited sensory input during sleep paralysis can amplify existing anxieties and fears. The brain, deprived of external stimuli, may resort to creating its own, often drawing upon deep-seated fears and anxieties, such as the fear of the unknown or the fear of being watched. Neurotransmitter imbalance. Shifts in neurotransmitter levels during sleep and wakefulness can disrupt normal brain function. Imbalances in neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine have been implicated in both sleep paralysis and hallucinations. The robed shadow people phenomenon. A more specific type of shadow people reported during sleep paralysis involves figures cloaked in robes or hooded garments. These reports often include a sense of intense dread and a feeling of impending doom. While the precise origin of these robed figures remains unclear, several theories have been proposed. Cultural and religious influences. Cultural beliefs and religious iconography can significantly influence the form and symbolism of hallucinations. Figures resembling hooded monks, priests, or demons from religious texts may subconsciously influence the form of the perceived entities. Fear of the unknown. The hooded figure represents the unknown, the concealed, and the potentially dangerous. It taps into primal fears of the unseen and the unpredictable, evoking a sense of vulnerability and helplessness. Symbolic representation of internal conflict. The hooded figure may symbolize internal conflicts, unresolved traumas, or repressed emotions. The robe can represent a mask or a disguise, symbolizing the hidden aspects of the self or the suppression of uncomfortable truths. While the supernatural explanations for shadow people remain popular, scientific research strongly suggests a neurological basis for these experiences. Sleep paralysis, with its unique blend of consciousness and physical immobility, provides the fertile ground for the emergence of vivid and terrifying hallucinations. The perception of shadow people, particularly the hooded figures, likely arises from a complex interplay of psychological, neurological, and cultural factors. Further research is needed to scientifically verify the neurological impact of this phenomenon, such as neuroimaging studies to investigate brain activity during sleep paralysis and the perception of shadow people, longitudinal studies to examine the relationship between sleep disorders, anxiety levels, and the frequency of shadow people experiences, cross-cultural studies to explore the variations in the form and symbolism of shadow people across different societies. By further investigating the neurological underpinnings of sleep paralysis and the psychological factors that contribute to the perception of shadow people, we can gain a deeper understanding of this fascinating and often frightening phenomenon.